So you want to move to Thailand, live the dream, and be able to stay here long term and start earning some money? Well, this is the video for you. So I know my videos are normally outdoors, they're visually interesting, they're cinematic, but this is just going to be purely informational. So how this video will work is it'll be broken up into chapters. You can skip ahead at any time. But basically, I'm going to give you 10 different ways that you can move to Thailand and start earning a living. Now, before we get into all of these, I will start off by saying by far the best way to earn a living here is if you can get employed by a company back home and have the option to be able to work remotely. This isn't going to be available to every company, every country, every situation, but if you can do something like this, this will be the best way because you'll be earning a Western salary and living here in Thailand. Now, following on from that, a way that's becoming increasingly popular lately is teaching. And before you skip away, don't skip away. I'm not talking about sitting in a classroom and teaching elementary students here. I'm talking about online remote teaching, and you can teach absolutely anything. It doesn't need to be to school students. If you have a particular skill that you're good at, something that you can teach online, there is a huge market for that, particularly with places like China. I actually have a couple of friends that are doing this now, and they're not like English teachers, they're teaching their unique skills. So one is a mechanic and he's teaching car mechanics. It's more in the auto electric side of things, but he's teaching people how to do that online. Another person I know is into cooking, and they're not a qualified chef or anything like that. They're just really into cooking, and for some reason he has a huge market in China for people that want to learn how to make these Western meals from him. So think outside the box, and this is something you're going to hear me say throughout this entire video, but thinking outside the box is key here. Now, following on from that, something quite similar is actually consulting. This is something I do a little bit of on the side. And I barely even advertise this. I charge $150 per hour for consulting, and I can help people with anything. Once you're here, people are curious about all sorts of things, visa information, how to find a condo, just general advice. And once you're living here, it's crazy to me how many people actually request this service. As I said, I don't promote this at all, and I get at least one a week. But if you were to set up sort of like an online business and really promote this, there is definitely the demand because people want information from someone who actually lives here. Now, something to keep in mind here is Thailand has a really low cost of living, so you don't need to be earning a really large amount to begin with, and jobs you may have overlooked in the past because you can't earn enough to live back home could actually work out for you here. Me, as an example, when I moved out here, I was living on $1,000 a month at the beginning while I was building this business. And while I don't think $1,000 a month is a good amount to live on long term, it's definitely enough for you to come out here, get set up, and put yourself in a position where you're going to be earning more money further down the line. So you will keep hearing me say, think outside the box, think outside the box. What does that mean? It means jobs that you wouldn't typically want to do or think that they would earn you enough money, you're able to do here. I know a guy that's a typist. He transcribes documents and types them out. He'll listen, basically it's audio that he converts into text. If you can speak 2 languages and you can translate, oh my God, the amount of opportunities for you for that. And it doesn't need to be tied to English. It can be anything because you're doing this online remotely. The best way to find a lot of these jobs is you can just Google online jobs, no experience necessary. And you may see things like it will pay you $10 an hour at the beginning, and that's something that you would overlook in the past, but with the cost of living here, it actually works out to be okay, and it's something worth considering. What you'll also find is my friend that's the typist, he started out and I think they get paid per word, and basically at the beginning he says you're slow and you don't earn that much, and towards the end you get faster and much better at it, and you will earn more than you would think. Now I'll give you a couple more examples of online jobs of people that I've met or people that I know that are doing, and why these are a really unique opportunity is a lot of online jobs are typically taken by people in India or people in the Philippines. And if you are willing to do one of these jobs as a Western person, then it opens a lot of doors for you because a lot of people would rather employ a Western person than someone who has English as their second language. Now, there are 2 key jobs that I often hear of people doing here. The first one is a virtual assistant. So as the name suggests, you're someone's assistant, but you're not in the same office as them. So basically what you'll be doing is what you expect. You'll be organizing people's schedule, doing their emails, arranging their meetings, calls, things like that. But you can do this now remotely. Now, again, these aren't necessarily jobs that pay a huge amount, but if you're a person who has English as your first language, you're at an advantage when people come to choose who they want as their virtual assistant. Now, the second one is quite similar, and that's remote customer support. You will know if you've ever been put through to a call center and the person who answers, they've got an accent or English isn't their first language, you immediately think, oh, this is going to be more difficult than I want it to be. So there is a real push to employ people. As an example, I was on the phone to my bank yesterday back in Australia, and I thought I was going to be put through to a call center and the process was going to be really difficult. I ended up speaking to an Australian person, and when I was chatting to them while I was waiting to get done what I needed, I said to them, oh, I was surprised to get someone in Australia, that's quite cool. And he told me, oh, I actually don't live in Australia. I live in the Philippines, but I'm an Australian, work for the company. Once you're outside of the country, these companies can pay a lower minimum wage than what they would have to pay back home, which is why we don't have the call centers back home. It's just more cost effective to do it this way. But again, if you're, as an example, an Australian working remotely and you want to work for an Australian company, they can pay you a lower rate than they would if you were in Australia. But if you're living here, that's fine. Now, if you are coming out here to Thailand, especially if you're going to be a digital nomad or doing any online work, one thing I definitely recommend doing is getting yourself a VPN. I personally use and recommend SurfShark, who are the sponsor of today's video. Now, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you will know I've been using and recommending SurfShark basically since I moved out here. I was hacked on a public Wi-Fi really early on, but also things like a lot of streaming services don't seem to show all shows here. I can't stream my motocross racing, which is very important to me, so you can use a VPN to change your location and get around all of that. Now, I've got a great discount code you can use, that is KEYS1, and as I take a look at the website, there is awesome deals on this month. I see 84% off, 4 months extra for free. This is a really, really good deal. I used something similar when I first signed up. So check out Surfshark. All the information, everything you need to know is down in the description below. There is also a QR code just here that you can scan with your phone. But check out Surfshark and stay safe when you travel. Now, this next one is possibly the best and something I think there is a really good opportunity for, something I would be interested in doing if I was going to move out here and wanted to sort of start up a business here. That is online marketing or digital marketing, basically. I can't tell you how many places I go to or I try and find or I try and share maps locations and they're not on Google. To us, being on Google is a really important thing, but to a lot of Thai people and Thai businesses, they haven't done that. I guess they don't consider it. So there is a real opportunity here to be able to get people on Google, to be able to advertise for them. This is something you'll probably need to set up as a local company, but there's ways you can do that. There is services like Thai Legal Protection. I'll leave a link for them down in the description. You can check out them. They can help you get set up with a company. But this is something I think there is a huge opportunity for here in Thailand. All right, let's talk about money for a second, because quite a few times you would have heard me say the pay is going to be lower or you won't be earning as much as you would back home. What you need to do and what's really important here is leveraging that with great little side hustles. So basically everyone that I know here that has a primary income source, they also have little things going on the side as well. And these can be things like affiliate marketing, selling an online course, doing a bit of teaching on the side, or doing other little things on the side, ideally building up a bit of a passive income so that the main thing that you do, if you're not earning that much, it still balances out for you. Now, me as a YouTuber, I have a different opportunity, but my side hustles earn me around $500 per month, completely passively. I do absolutely nothing for them. I don't talk about them in my videos. I don't promote them. I don't do anything. And to give a little context as to what $500 a month means, that covered the rent of my last condo. I've since moved to this more expensive place. It covers about half my rent here. But these side hustles are not to be underestimated. Now, if you want ideas and suggestions for things that you can do as side hustles, Instagram, surprisingly, is actually a really good place to find this. There's a lot of influencers that will test out different side hustles, teach side hustles, explain side hustles. For me, I basically just do Amazon links, and I've got a few affiliate links like the VPN and my insurance company and things like that. All those combined together earn me quite a decent amount each month. Now, if you're a creative person, there is a ton of online opportunities. You probably already know that, but if you're good at anything like photo editing, video editing, there's people that just make YouTube thumbnails as their main job. Graphic design is a huge one. My next door neighbor, he's a graphic designer. He just got a gig for Singer Beer here and he earned a shit ton of money from that gig. So there's local opportunities, there's international opportunities. So if you have a skill, even if you're not that great at it yet, if you're just a beginner, this is a good place to learn because, as I said, you don't need to be earning as much at the beginning. And if you utilize some side hustles, you'll be able to get by. And then the last one not to be underestimated, and I hate the term for it, but social media influencer. So you can actually earn a really good amount of money on social media. There's platforms like TikTok now that are actually paying quite well. YouTube is incredibly lucrative, especially if you start getting these sponsorships and brand deals. I have made entire videos talking about how much I earn. I'll leave a link for them down below so you can go and watch them after. But to give a bit of an example, I'm earning more now than I did when I worked in a corporate job back in Australia. And to give a little context to that, I wasn't just a pen pusher, I was actually in a high position. I had many, many people underneath me. But over the last few years of this journey and building up my YouTube channel and my business here, I'm now in a position where I'm living very, very comfortably and I'm actually saving quite a bit of money each month. Since we're here, I might as well plug it. So if you are interested in doing something like this, I have a course. I teach an online course on everything I know about YouTube. There's no real secrets, but all my knowledge is in there. I haven't held anything back and it's not an expensive course or anything like that. It's under $20. Definitely, if you're interested in doing something like this, I do recommend checking it out. Link below down in the description. That is a shameless plug, but if you are interested, check it out. So they are some ones I've come up with. If you're out here already doing something different, let us know down in the description, or if you know of other people or other opportunities, leave a comment below. Good luck with the move out here, and hopefully soon you can be living the dream too.